Hi, everyone. So please, I'm very happy to join by a group of outstanding security professionals. Please come, Oren Butchmits, introduce yourself. Come on. You have to present yourself.
I have to take them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning. My name is Oren. I work for INCD, the Israel National Cyber Directorate. I'm the CTO, dealing mostly with advanced technologies such as cloud and quantum and so forth.
Thank you. Toren, Executive Directorate of Israel National CERT, also in ICD.
Hi, and thank you for having me. My name is Toren, and I'm the head of the Israeli National CERT and the friend of
Very
Brynna,
good friends.
Nery.
So I'm Brynna. I'm a government security architect at a company called Geotab, doing cloud security and now a lot of AI security.
Thank you for coming here. Shawn Waldman.
Thank you. My name is Shawn Waldman. I'm the CEO and founder of a cybersecurity firm in Ohio, in the US called Secure Cyber. Mainly SOC operations. We do a lot with critical infrastructure, water, wastewater, and power, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you all for being here. I'm very excited. You know, I give talks like maybe 3 times a week, but I'm still very excited. And also the night before, I think like, oh, it was such a huge mistake to agree to come here. And I forgot, I don't know to speak English at all. And you know, all this thought. So, but we're here. So let's talk about AI, and specifically AI-powered threat landscape. So the first question is for you, Oren. From a national perspective, what uses of AI by attackers were you the most today?
You're interested in what we see today, or what is the most troubling?
You can talk about what you see today and also what worries you the most.
Okay, I'll take the second one. So the thing which is for me is the most troubling area is what we call small language models. So basically, these are open source, small scale models that people can run their home on a high-powered laptop or whatever. And then contrary to frontier models, commercial models such as OpenAI and so forth, which have a very strict safety policy, which they update, they rerun, they test, retest, and do that. These models are what we call non-lobotomized. So basically, they would do anything for you. So the end result for us is the nightmare of what we call upskilling is people with low skill that can use AI to do horrible things from their home. It's not on the net, it's not on the cloud, it's very hard for us to track. They can build their own powerhouse installation at home, and these things can have quite a punch. So from my perspective, this is, looking forward, this is one of the most areas.
Interesting. Thank you. Dana, you're the next one. So you are the representative of the National CERT. Have you already seen incident where AI was clearly part of the attack chain? What those incidents look like? Maybe from my level. Yeah.
Of course, we have already seen AI inside the real attacks. Attackers that use AI to develop tools faster and more efficiently and run more convincing phishing and social engineering. When you use AI for phishing and social engineering, it dramatically increases the rate of success. And we also have seen it in the supply chain area, when attackers use AI to scan vendors to find their weak spots and to jump between connected systems. It will only be better and faster each day.
Thank you. I want to share that as a software engineer in my past, or maybe a little bit in my present, we have a lot of standards. Like when I go to ChatGPT or alike, and I look for a snippet, I don't really appreciate the way the code looks like, because the standard of software engineering are different from what they create. But attackers, they don't care. The code doesn't have to look like, you know, something that comes from computer science graduate with PhD. It can look really bad, but still create a lot of damage. So yeah. Shawn, the next one is for you. From your work with customers, what are you seeing on the ground? When you investigated breaches, maybe, how often do you suspect AI tools help the attackers? So
Yeah,
share with us.
so we investigated 3 just right before I came here. We operate mainly in the local government space. So in the U.S., that's cities, counties, townships, those types of things. A lot of our customers' information is, just by the nature of them being a public entity, is publicly available. So I think we're seeing a massive increase, and AI would be the biggest explanation of that, of scraping of public information that can be used to what Donna was talking about, like these advanced phishing campaigns, spear phishing campaigns. We've run into situations where threat actors have gotten a hold of legitimate paperwork and things from these organizations. Operating in the critical infrastructure space, again, in the U.S., a lot of water, wastewater, and power is attached to local governments. I can only imagine that the ability to scrape Shodan pretty actively, to be able to find critical infrastructure assets faster. I'm sure I'm the only country in the world where our critical infrastructure is violently exposed to the world in not a good way. And AI is just going to increasingly, as it evolves rapidly, is only going to increase the possibility and the successfulness of those attacks.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Do you feel like, I know that you can scrap Shodan with their API. So do you feel like it's different? Like now with AI, it works much rapidly than it used to work with the API access?
Well, I mean, from a developer, I'm not a developer, right? But we have them on staff. So from a developer standpoint, you could always scrape the API through Shodan. I think what AI does from an agent perspective, it allows the correlation of that data faster. So not just saying, show me all the, 3 years ago, we were dealing with an attack on a local government, and they had gotten into the water supply system on the HMIs. And it wasn't within like a week or two. I don't remember what was going on here, but Iran, the ICRC, started attacking, while we were there at that water plant, they were attacking Israeli-made equipment. And so I think, just to answer your question, the scrapings always happen, but the AI agents and the bots are just making it, the data more verified, faster and enriched, to allow for those deeper, more frequent attacks, in my opinion.
Interesting, thank you. Now, let's talk about detection and response as well. So this question is open to all of you, if you want to share with us your insights. Where is AI already catching or, you just said that, but maybe there are also other use cases where AI is already catching or prioritizing threats that traditional rules more or signatures would miss. So we just mentioned showed an API, but maybe there are more other stuff to share.
To give one example, one of the things that we do as a government is try to address problems which are hard to attack, unresolved. One of the main issues we have today is how to detect malware inside the encrypted traffic. And there are a lot of solutions on how to track traffic or how to correlate stuff, mostly for intelligence purposes. This is not where we're aiming. We don't want to open the traffic. We want to try to detect if we have malware inside. Since our vision for the future is that traffic is going to be more and more encrypted. And this is one of the places where we use AI. Some of the nice models we work mostly with universities is trying to build using different techniques, models to try to do that. And we have actually a working model inside the INCD based on a sensor. And this is something that cannot be done with traditional human labor or whatever.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought about that years ago. I wanted to spend some time with reverse engineering, and I thought about all these students today or junior cyber specialists that want to learn something about reverse engineering, but now you can take all this piece of code, assembly or some other source code, and you can ask the AI what this piece of code does. So right now, I don't know what to say to those students, because they want, from one end, they need to practice this expertise. Otherwise, the AI will be better. But it's very tempting to use the AI to do it. So it's like, yeah. So how do you feel? Have you seen cases where you saw something in assembly that you try to investigate with AI?
I'm not a reverser, so I'm going to speak generically about this. I think most of the things we do today is trying to upload the tedious labor to AI. So I think the goal at the end is to have our expert guys deal with the top of the line problems and leave all the mundane issues to AI. That's number one. Number two, you have to remember that AI is as good as the stuff you feed it. So the more we try to use reversing or whatever with AI, it's going to be better. I see a lot of people use it. Sometimes it gives you good results, and sometimes if it's something unique, then you need the human there to crack it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to create some challenges, the kind of competitions between AI and students, because we want them to practice. Yeah. Okay.
Can I hop in here real quick?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
just to compound that, starting January 1st, we partnered with our state college, Sinclair Community College in Dayton, Ohio, and they're launching a $30 million cyber center. And inside that center, it's just that concept. So what we did was we met as a region, and my company alone, we have about 5 years of intelligence of just things that the SOAR has chewed on and things that we've investigated, so kind of dead artifacts in this huge data lake. So what we're doing is we're partnering with Sinclair to encourage the students to write algorithms into that data lake, so that we can maybe allow them to pick up on patterns that may have been missed, things that may have been not detected, and allow them to develop AI agents and technologies into data that is real.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I think the more and more academic institutions, they look for this partnership with the industry. It's so important because students finish their school and their diploma or whatever they learn, and then they come to the industry and it's something completely different. So this is really crucial to cooperate together. And I think more and more institutions, they do it. Okay, so let's talk about privacy. Security usually wants more data for AI, and privacy usually wants less. It's a kind of conflict. So Brynna, this is for you. How do you balance this tension in practice when you design architectures for governments or large enterprises?
So I think in general, a lot of GRC policies, a lot of privacy policies, we're going to see a little bit of a shift. GRC engineering has been a practice already for many years, but I think that it is going to have to be more ingrained with a lot of detection tools. Even today, I see some like large like analytics platforms that are leveraging autonomous or agentic AI workloads and monitoring them. But I think because the concept of like your AI or privacy policy is a little bit more abstract and a little bit more difficult to interpret, we have been in the practice of building out rules in order to ensure that we are within compliance. But I think today, what we're going to need is a convergence with our GRC tools and our detection tools in order to further tune the rules, right? So for example, one example would be, the authorization of those workloads. It's just not scalable to have some sort of interpretation or narrative or human in the middle. So you would have to learn through analyzing or integrating or correlating your, for example, red teaming tools. IAM is one framework that I think is a little bit, that has a little bit of catching up to do. If we use something like, and this is like an example with like an IAM framework, if we use our red teaming tools and execute a use case like privilege escalation, you can kind of correlate where the authorization or the permission could be for those particular workloads. So that would be like one example of how the mindset is going to change a bit. And that would be a little bit more feasible, without perfect platforms that can match it to map a little bit better and to learn a little bit better how to correlate what intent is for those particular actions, for those particular work.
Interesting. Thank you. Dana, with AI giving attackers the ability to exploit and pivot through third-party vendors, how can any organization realistically claim it understands or even controls its true supply chain exposure?
I believe that they cannot.
Such a long question with short answer.
Would you like me to elaborate?
For sure.
Most supply chain security tools provide a static snapshot, while the real exposure shifts quickly. Okay, AI provides the attacker the speed and the scale they need in order to find all the weak spots of the supplier. Okay, and so when attackers use AI to prod all those weak spots at scale, organizations cannot understand and they do not know how the vendor's risk looks like, let alone control it. It is impossible for them to control it.
Actually, I have a question. Do you feel, no, just because this is something I've been thinking about a lot lately, working on. Do you feel a lot of the platforms out there can support or can actually give like 100% insight into origin of components? Or do you think it's like more like 60%? Like, what do you think the actual coverage is like in practice? We know what we kind of hear from vendors, but the honest vendors, I've been hearing a little bit less than 100%, maybe a lot less.
Okay, so I don't want to speak about specific tools. I am from DIANCD. This is a government organization, so I want to do it. But vendors do their job, their professional job, and they do not do security. They do not.
That's very honest.
So this is the reality. They do not have the awareness and the measures and the capacity and the professionals team. Good, and I can understand them. Okay, I really can. But in order for the security tools to be good and to really help them, they need to check the vendors all the time, and all the declarations that they provide, and we just asked about it. I can't believe it. I don't see evidence, but to really update their systems, but to really close the vulnerabilities. I want to see evidence and not just a declaration. And we, at the CERT, we manage cyber attacks on a daily basis. Over and over again, you see the exactly this. They thought they declared they did it, but they didn't.
Right.
Yeah, I think I met.
Supposed to be less honest.
Yeah. I met Dana, I think maybe 10 years ago. I was working in an insurance company, and we had a huge problem because there is a competition between insurance company, and everybody wants to give his customers the perfect digital access to whatever insurance policy they have, and if one company uses a kind of a product, the other ones wants the same product as well. And I saw one of the products, and it was like full of security vulnerabilities. And I know that all the market is full. It works with this product. And then I went to the INCD and said, oh, look at that. We have to do something because we have to push those vendors to do something because they spread all their vulnerabilities all over the country. So now I can just imagine to myself what's going on, because these vendors and these products, they use AI. So now we have much more code and much more vulnerabilities. So it's a huge, huge problem. So time flies. I can't believe it. And I have just one quick question with 3 parts. So I'll ask every one of you one key risk you want the audience to remember about AI, one key opportunity you are most optimistic about, and the third one concrete action you think the audience should take in the next month. Okay, so Oren, let's start with you. Sorry.
So AI itself is a huge opportunity. Any organization who really considers themselves as a data-driven organization and can pull everything, all the data into one lake, for an example, everyone can benefit. So take AI, embrace it. It's going to help you. It's going to, as I said, take all the mundane work. You can focus on the other stuff you need to do. Then, thank God, we have a lot of work for us. So that's with respect to opportunity. I think what I would recommend to anyone who wants to go into this domain is pick one niche. There's too many tools, too many things at once. So if I were to address a CISO, I'd say take one use case. I don't know, or whatever, web intelligence or whatever. Take a use case, take the tools, take your platforms and dive into it, see how it works, create the boundaries, create the guardrails, and see that it works for you. And third, I think, in state of mind way of thinking, we talk about AI as a technology, but you have to remember it's basically you're offloading work to someone else. And you should consider it as the same as giving it to a third-party human. So think about the risks and do the same for AI.
Thank you.
Okay, so a risk, I think that AI gives attackers the speed and the scale that humans cannot catch. The opportunity will be AI can finally help us catch threats and patterns across the organizations and the sectors that we would probably miss without it. And a call for action, I think that start by mapping all the places in your organization that AI touches and put guardrails in place, such as access control, traceability, and maybe even human approval in high impact decisions.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so one risk I guess everybody should be thinking about is thinking about, data exfiltration, trying to map data lineage and the possible areas where there could be leakage. I think as an industry, I don't know how commercially viable it is, but I think there should be a lot more sharing of intelligence. I think that not doing it is going to hold us back. I think a lot of security programs probably are challenged with maybe some more traditional frameworks, and it's just not scalable. One really great example is, the Anthropic attack that it screamed that your compliance training is it doesn't work in today's world. If you think about like your phishing campaign, it's one type of training for everybody in the company. So if you think about how many employees you have, how many roles there are for every type of employee, for every type of function that every employee has, for every function, how many tasks they have, right? So when you think about it that way, it should be a lot more customizable. And today we have the opportunity to do that leveraging agents. I think a lot of companies should be a lot more honest about what their capabilities are. I know that there's a lot of pressure from, I'd say from the top to try to build it yourself. Everybody has the ability to build now using AI, but I think that leveraging more specialized platforms that can do that today and investing in it is probably going to be where organizations should start.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, I know I have to go quickly. AI is a bowl in a china shop. AI is 10 bowls in a china shop. The only way to get a hold of it is, in my opinion, the guardrails 100%, realizing that AI lies and makes up information. So basically everything that everyone has said so far, the validity piece, secure browsing, I think is a market, especially I've looked at a lot in the Israeli startup market, is active, and I think it's active again for a reason. So I think secure browsing is the answer, some of the answer from a control perspective. Putting that guardrail in there, that human, that human confirmation piece. And then I'd say probably the last thing that if any of you could do, go back to any of the AI systems, whether it be ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity, whoever it is, and type your name in there and ask it what it knows about you.
Thank you so much. So for me, the focus is I will continue to teach students, computer science students, and also seasoned developers. But now I have another mission, which is to train AI models to generate secure code. So this is my focus. I want to thank our panelists, Toren, Brynna, and Shawn. Thank you so much. Such an excellent discussion. Thank you. Thank you for the audience.